Good morning, YouTubers, or should I say, Merry Christmas. It is December 25th, 2018, and we as Americans are still celebrating Christmas. Uh, and most of us don't really have the knowledge of where or how Christmas began. They say it is the birth of Jesus Christ. Uh, Christianity, celebrating a happy day of Christianity, I guess, celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ, that he was born on December 25th, which is crazy to me because for years and years and years, we as Americans, especially Black Americans, who just have blind faith in everything we do, which is crazy to me. I think that makes us insane. But we have blind faith to everything we do. So we have blind faith on Christianity to believe that there was a white man that died for our sins that we have to pray to make it to the person that created us, God. Or that Jesus is God, but God came first and Jesus came second, but Jesus is God because Jesus is the Son of God. I am the Son of my Father. I am not my Father. I am the son of my Father, whether you say God or my earthly blood, genetically spermed, hit the egg father. He is my Father here on earth. And we share the same blood, some of the same traits, maybe some of the same mentality. But he is not me and I am not him. Because he's my Father doesn't make me him. So we all know that, and still doesn't make sense in the Christianity world. They accept that. But we are speaking about Christmas right now, the pagan holiday of Christmas. Now, this is just another link in a chain of slavery to make you go out and buy presents and spend money you don't have and give presents to people you don't really like or love or care about. And they say the season is to give, but most people give in hopes to get something from the other people that they might like or want. So actually a holiday built on greed and money. But if you did your research and studied where Christmas comes from, you would know it has nothing to do with the birth of Jesus Christ. Actually, if you look up the birth of Jesus Christ, they tell you that they don't know when Jesus Christ was born. This is a made-up date or assumption of when he's supposed to be born, 9 months after he was supposed to be born, or whatever the case may be. But they don't know when he was born, but we celebrate it on December 25th. And there is a reason for that, because in our planet rotation with the sun and the earth, we have a cycle called the winter solstice and the summer solstice. Now, if you learn about the winter solstice, you learn that in the winter time, the sun appears to stop moving or move slightly for a period of time. That's the reason why if you have an education, you know that in Alaska go through a period of time where it is only daylight and then a period of time where it is only nighttime because of the rotation of the sun. That is the winter solstice. That's where they get this from. Has nothing to do with a person, has something, only the revelation or the cycle of the sun compared to the earth. If you have never heard of the winter solstice, please go learn it, because it is heavily inducted into religion and this Christmas. So there is no birth of Jesus Christ. The winter solstice is where they get this from. The sun goes into a particular spot. It drops down for a couple of days, comes back up, and then starts the cycle again. Supposedly, that's where they have the resurrection of Jesus. or that's where they get it from, because the sun goes down for a couple of days, comes back up, and that's supposed to be him slain and then being re-rising and coming back. But if you think about that, we celebrate that on Easter, even though it takes place in the winter solstice, which is supposed to be his birthday here in Christmas. And then how or where do we get Santa Claus, which is Saint Nicholas, Saint Nick, and being from the North Pole? If you do your research and study on that, a long time ago in the winter solstice, a lot of people were dying because it became cold and had no sun, and they wasn't prepared for it. So a lot of people lost their lives for it, and that's why they start paying attention to that time of winter, called the winter solstice, of when a lot of people was dying. And up in the north, they had a saying about a evil demon that will steal your kids, Nicholas, and it became Saint Nick. If you do your research, you would know a long time ago in Europe, it was illegal to celebrate Christmas until they changed the rules and changed the meaning of it, and then they brought it to America and started celebrating it. But Christmas is a pagan holiday. And to all my African American true Israelites, true Jews in this world, you do your history, God's chosen people, to be bonded for life. That's what we are. We are slaves for life. And this is just another link in our slavery for life, along with Christianity, along with politics, along with income, along with education, levels of education. All of these are chains in the link to keep us enslaved. We have never been free. Some say we might not ever be free. Even when we get our freedom, someone else comes and conquers us, like history, and we are slaves to the Greeks, we are slaves to Europeans, we are slaves to everyone, even Africans. Over in Africa, we have been slaves to the Africans. But this is about Christmas and the pagan holiday of Christmas and how we should not celebrate it. It is just as bad as Halloween. But they kind of tell the truth in Halloween. That's why we dress up all scary and evil. But Christmas is just the same. It is a pagan holiday. We should stop celebrating it. We still should stop wasting our time spending money we don't have, giving presents to people that we don't talk to year round in hopes of getting something we want. Probably better off just shopping for yourself, getting something that you want, and not worrying about giving presents to someone else. But this video I am making is in hopes that everyone that sees this video do their own research. Always do your own research. When it comes to anything, do your own research. Don't just listen to what people say. Don't even just listen to what I say. Go and find out if what I'm saying is true, because history is documented. Even though they don't like to tell you. Even for blacks, our history is documented. Israelites, our history is documented. Even before the 1600s, what we used to do before the 1600s, how we used to live before the 1600s. You never hear about that. But you can do your own research. You can do your own research. And if you see this video and neglect to do your own research, you are pretty much agreeing to slavery. You like to be a slave. You like your mind being captive. You like your body being captive. You are not free. You think you're free because you got a job. You think you're free because the little money they pay you, you get to spend on whatever you want, which you can't, but you think you do. You are a slave. We are still slaves. Stop participating in these pagan holidays. Stop participating in slavery. Stop participating in not educating yourself and using that for an excuse to follow the rest of the slaves. Well, that's my take on Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas, even though I'm a gift today. I'm a gift every day uh, because of the knowledge I have. Increase your knowledge, and the more you increase your knowledge, the more you free yourself from slavery.